So you should now be all being able to see this is just the machine setup where we have over here. This is an Amazon machine that we set it up on. You can see the CPU. We've got 32 cores, roughly about 128 gigabytes of RAM on this machine. You can see we're using roughly half of that. So this is the machine setup. Obviously, it's different and it depends on each data source that you're using. And what we'll look at is over here we have the ElastiCube server, so we can see that this cube is roughly 170 gigabytes of data that's running on the machine, and we're going to use this for our analysis. Okay, so we can just open up the ElastiCube Manager to see the table. So we can see this table has, we're going to dig into it and show it's got 1 billion rows, but you can see there's many columns and a lot of data on this. And this is what we're going to be using for today's demo. So the actual design environment is web-based. Over here you can see the web environment. It's on a local machine, so you can see it says local over here. And we're going to start working with the data. So the first thing we can do is I'm just going to select the data, and we can see all the available fields within that table that I showed you earlier. And we're going to do a complex calculation. So we're going to do a unique count, which actually counts each different individual value. Instead of count all, to show you that there are already 1 billion records over here. And what this is the hit ID is just a unique identifier for somebody on a website. And if we do a unique count, we'll see there's 1 billion rows. It's just an abbreviation, but I'll show you the actual figure. So if we just take off the abbreviated values, it's just a setting in Sisense, we can see we've got over 1 billion rows, so roughly 1,250,000 records. So it's a large data set that we're working. And again, this is a heavy calculation. And what we're going to do is to continue to actually add a new widget over here. So I can add a different calculation. In this case, I'm going to take a categorical data. So over here we've got the age range. And I'm going to combine that with another field over here, a different calculation. In this case, we can use just a sum, a total of revenue. And we can see all the different records. So we've got large tens of millions of rows here. We can choose to visualize the data how we want, and then to just create the widget. So you can see now, again, two visualizations. These are, again, going over billions of rows of records, two different queries that are being visualized here. We're going to continue to work. So let's take another example over here. We can select the data and go to the date. We can see we've got different time settings and calculations. In this case, we're going to take months and see that there's quite a few years of data here, ranging from 2009 to 2011. And again, we're going to do another complex, quite a heavy calculation on this. So over here, we can go back to the hit ID, and we can do a unique count of that. Okay, so this is a complex calculation over time, and we can see how that's progressing. Again, this is a web environment. You can see I'm not doing any coding or scripting, and you can see over here we've got 50 million rows per month of data that's being calculated.